like everything I've been working towards for the last few years, kind of the penultimate of it.
Now, you were with the Church of England. You're now with the Free Church of England.
Yeah.
For my shame, although I know all about the Free Church of Scotland, I was hitherto unaware of the Free Church of England. Is that a recent manifestation?
That's a very good question. So the Free Church of England split from the Church of England in 1844. So they've been going for a long, long while. And what that means is they call themselves continuing Anglicans, and that means they've maintained their theology, maintained their liturgy from 1844. So by modern standards, it's actually a lot more orthodox, a lot more small c conservative, and a lot more Christian than the Church of England is in its institutional status at the moment. But it's part of a wider global movement. It's part of the GAFCON movement, which formed in 2008 when the Jerusalem Declaration was signed, which said that the church, Big C, is moving away from the faith, you know, with things like the trans movement, homosexual marriage, female ordination, a whole host of progressive issues that have grasped the church. And the GAFCON movement said, look, we want to affirm the faith, we want to stay true to the faith, and we don't want to chase societal norms. So across Africa and across North America and across Europe, lots of denominations came together and formed this Anglican communion of tradition.
So it wasn't for you just the issue of racism alleged within the Church of England. There were broader doctrinal differences of opinion between yourself and the church.
Doctrinal and political. It really, really started to get to me, the fact that I'd hear the archbishops on the news talking about the latest Conservative government policy, but I still haven't heard them talk about Roe v. Wade. You know, I won't hear them talk about abortion or the sanctity of life or about marriage or family values, but I will hear them talk about anything conservative that they don't like. That's more and more common. You know, they talk about Brexit quite a lot. All of the bishops talk about Brexit and climate change, but not about our saviour, Jesus Christ. You know, the Easter special, for example, we had an Easter special on GBNews where we talked all about Jesus Christ. The Easter sermon from the Archbishop of Canterbury was a denunciation of the Conservative government once again.
What, in your estimation, I mean, I appreciate that you've now parted company with the Church of England and that your focus is elsewhere, but why would the church be self-destructive and self-flagellating in that way? You know, assuming upon itself deeply entrenched institutional racism, if you had clearly been in a position to challenge that assertion. Why do that to themselves?
That I'm still struggling with. This idea that they can come out and say we are deeply institutionally racist without any evidence to back it up, any statistics whatsoever, and then say, you know, use a whole load of critical race theory jargon and say we are going to jump on board with affirmative action and quotas and all of these horrible ideas like unconscious bias training that have been debunked because they don't work and make things worse. For an institution to jump on board with all of that when it goes against the thing they're supposed to be purporting, you know, the faith, they're supposed to be saying that we are all equal under one nation, under Christ, or that there is neither Jew nor Greek. They're supposed to be saying that race doesn't matter. And what they're actually doing, well-intentioned, I'm sure, but they're causing a further division between all of us.